Hello, this is Jayden Cho. Today we're going to talk about the opening of Asia in the 19th century. For this table of contents, first introduction, second map, third opinion war, fourth artworks, fifth commodities and trade, sixth culture exchange, and lastly I'm going to talk about cultural musics. First introduction. First, let's briefly go over the history about what led to the opening of Asia, how Asia became influential. Globalization of trade, most important thing that led to the opening of Asia as we went over in class, most knowingly through Opium War between British and China, and Commodore Perry's Black Fleet, which is about United States ships like went to Japan and led re-establishing trade in Japan. Second, European imperialistic ambitions and the desire for strategic dominance led to the effort to open Asian markets and establish control over key trade routes. Third, lastly, technological advancements. The emergence of new technologies such as steamships, telegraph, facilitated faster and more efficient communication and transportation, making it feasible for Western powers to extend their influence into Asia. Second, maps. So this is a map of Asia in the 19th century with key regions and trade routes. The pink line, as you can see, shows European trade routes, and green line shows African Asians trade routes. You can see in the map how mostly China, India, and Japan was influential trade routes. The third slide is about opinion wars. The opinion wars occurring in the mid-18th century were rooted in the British East India Company's opium trade with China. The Chinese government's attempt to curtail the opium trade led to the tensions. As China sought to enforce anti-opium laws, the British responded with military force. The First Opium War, which happened in 1839 to 1842, resulted in China's defeat and the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, opening Chinese ports to foreign trade. The treaties signed at the end of the Opium Wars, including the Treaty of Nanking, imposed significant concessions in China. These unequal treaties not only legalized the opium trade, but also granted extraterritorial rights to foreign powers, marking a turning point in China's relationship with the West and its internal dynamics. Fourth slide. So these are artworks, and the first one shows how European and other countries visited Asian countries for trades. So you can see United States in the center and other European countries. For second picture on the right, this is shows about open door policy, which was made by United States intended to protect the rights of all countries to trade equally with China. And third picture on the left is about how trading is going on between China and Europe. So fifth slide, commodities and trade. There are four main commodities was mainly in between Asia and Europe. So first, opium. Opium was a major trade commodity, especially during the Opium Wars with China. The British East India Company played a significant role in exporting opium to China, contributing to the tensions that led to the conflicts. Second, tea. Tea was a highly sought-after commodity and a major export from China. British and other Western traders established profitable trade routes for tea, contributing to the economic dynamics of the time. Third, silk. Silk, a luxurious fabric, was a valuable commodity in Asia trade. China, in particular, was renowned for its silk productions and may become a significant item in international commerce. Spices, including products like pepper, cinnamon, and cloves, were essential goods in the trade networks of Asia. These aromatic and flavorful spices were in high demand in Europe, driving trade routes and economic exchanges in the region. As you can see in chart and graph, you can see how opium and silk was really popular in the middle of the 19th century. Sixth slide, culture exchange. So, Chinese art reflects a multitude of outside influences on the country, and trade was central to the interactions of people and the diffusion of ideas. China both imported and exported artistic products and technological innovations, while doing these interactions of cultures. China and Europe countries influence both each other. Seventh, culture musics. There are many traditional Chinese Asian musics, mostly in China. So first is Jingju. It's a backing opera. It combines music, singing, acting, and acrobatics, creating a unique art form. It's on the first picture, as you can see. Yeah. Second one, Nanguan. It's a genre of traditional Chinese music with a long history. It includes poetic and narrative songs accompanied by various instruments like the pipa and zao. Yeah. And Japan, mostly famous was Nagauta, was a form of traditional Japanese music often associated with kabuki theater. It combines vocal and instrumental elements and was popular during the Edo period, extending into the 19th century. It's on the second picture, as you can see. Alright, that's it. That was my presentation. Thank you for listening.